make him tighter, is it harder to get behind running that G?
Probably.
That's my question.
Flatter track.
I don't need, I mean, my guess is you don't need to tighten it, you just need.
Full step with his left foot and closing it off.
So you're talking about adding a naked component to that right there.
Yeah, if we had
Now
two receivers over
now
there,
he could keep it and go out and run a little concept out there.
exactly. You would have him running with a route,
Mm-hmm.
and if you guessed wrong,
He could.
you'd have a place to unload the ball.
I think that's big time idea.
But see, for him, for
Replace
your
the
guy,
rushing.
I would think for your guy right there, he's not guessing wrong. He's going to
Oh,
keep
he's
that,
gonna keep
and
the
he's
ball.
out. I mean, and it's.
He is definitely. Well, the way we taught the play, we would hand it off, get that wheel on that edge. He got pissed off.
But see, I'd hand that off as a quarterback. I'd hand that off every time because he's not playing. There's no shot of him tackling the back.
No, because
He stopped his feet.
He stopped his feet. And the reason yours is two back is because of the variety of things you want to do with it. But you're not basically a tight end football team in comparison to four wides and three wides, right?
Correct.
See, our second best football players are tight end.
That fullback kid there, 42,
Yeah.
one of our better football players on
I
the
got you.
team.
I got you. That makes sense.
And we didn't know that until about this game. Well, we didn't know he was one of our better football players probably to the end of the season. But we never even utilized him.
But we got two good tight ends now. I mean, we'll be able to utilize those guys. We actually do. We've got two of them.
This is what I want to do right here with naked. But the left tackle cannot go down for it. And you're doing that with a wide receiver, right?
Yep.
Fourth wide?
Fourth wide coming over right now. But we could do the same thing with the fullback or with the tight end or any of those guys in that spot.
This Billy's 394. I just start to see a little more G here.
See, that'd be our main call.
This would be 18 force for you, right?
This would be 18 force for us, or 18 arc, or 18 release,
Mhm.
whichever concept it's called out of the formations. But with this personnel in the field, I don't know that we want to be in the gun.
See, they were rotating the other way prior to me most of this game. Bringing safety strong.
So that'd be club technique with the helmet of the right tackle outside, you see what I'm saying? The read's clearly gonna go out when you do that. Now the read would go from number 1 to number 2, number 2 played out, the ball's gonna go down the hill. We have not been able to get away with cutting a 2 technique. They read us and they push us, so we don't use that now very much.
The only thing I'm interested in going back in this is just, when we did cut these 2s, that's where we had problems. Because we weren't getting that run down, maybe it's just the coaching part of it, but being able to run them down the line of scrimmage.
Look how much stretch there is on the play. That's the beauty of what we do, is everybody has now moved 5-6 yards,
Right.
which opens up lanes, and you think that's a big time cutback, and it's not a fucking cutback. It's no different than what I was showing you guys, you know? If you have an imaginary tight end, he's 1 yard outside his tight end, and that's right where he made his cut. Well, why is that any different a path than what we just got through doing? It isn't. It isn't any different.
Only here with that center is hang on with that right hand more, right? He's gonna hang on and keep folding back like this.
See, I would have treated the front side guy as a down, and I would have brought it on. So I would have put the right tackle on 42, bring the right guard to the nose, and the center would have worked combination on the 42 in case they ran a stunt. Because you know how they go down and pick, linebackers with noses and pick
Yeah.
ends with, with linebackers, and I try to stop that with that concept. Good job, your right tackle. That's a good cut off. If you can't read that, you can't read. That is clear. He is not going to make a play on the back. I still don't know they get the quarterback here for me.
Now we're doing it with this, this is different ball handling, try this, see this course.
It's the same
Same
side.
So now they can't always say, well, you're always gonna run the stretch away from the back, we'll run 2 back
Gotcha.
right here.
Gotcha.
That was just a lateral drop to the quarterback,
Quarterback's gotta bring
lead
it
back
over to
on
him.
your landmark.
So the drop step stuff, so the right tackle's inside foot,
Yep.
tight end not running his.
How about the backs course there, Coach?
I don't know that well right there. The Reed is the inside guy, right there.
Goes to the inside guy now, second read right now, right?
Mhm.
It's taking it where it needs to go, but is it premature or is it?
I don't know, at least he pressed before he read it and then got it down the hill. They do one of those 5 and shut ups for me, boy.
How many times have we seen this that stretch? I didn't really numbers.
I'm not sure this is the best steps. But I don't know that. Again, the width of the right guard, right tackle concepts will clear up your reads.
Right.
The left guard really can't leave that nose hanging there, right? I mean,
No, we should really knock him out.
you should knock him out of there. They did a hell of a job cutting that linebacker, I'll tell you that. They call us for that, and then we get penalty letters. That leg whip by that left guard,
Yeah.
it'd be minus 15,000.
You would be?
The player. I have to constantly talk about my leg whipping. Always. But I used to teach it. I didn't know about that.
backside guard here, stiff arm, chop, right?
Stiff arm or chop.
Okay, well, what are the I mean, when you say you have both of them, use both of them, what are quick things you give a rookie that's coming in here, the difference between a lateral and a stiff arm? Or you, like you said, you see it and you tell them which one to do. Is there parameters when you say, these are the type of looks or the type of three techniques you want a stiff arm compared to chop?
The grabbers I want to chop. The non-grabbers I want to stiff arm.
Okay.
And each week we'll pre-decide. Today is stiff arm day. Today is chop day. You know? And so I'll just hit that quickly in our meeting before we go out there so that they know we're going to try everything. And then if somebody starts grabbing, then we say, hey, you know, because that's the way you want to get it, where they make the decision based on what happens. Well, I think I'll stay away from this. I don't think it has enough width for the play. It's almost like a draw, you know, where.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This does not give you the stretch you want.
Right, and the thing that would have to give me the cover up is that we do it in pass, he lines up both sides. So they gotta play, they'll know which way the run's going, they won't know which way the QB's going, but they'll know, they won't know run from pass, because the formations are gonna be identical to the concept. We just won't have 9 in there, or this guy will be on the edge. We wouldn't put him over here. So I'd love to run 18 right over there. I mean, I'll take all that I can get. And you saw a lot of 3 wides in this, didn't you? I mean, 3-man lines.
Yeah.
And you think the thinking over here was to take the quarterback away with this one? You think
Yes.
that's what the defense's thinking was?
That's what they're trying to do is, they're gonna try to be able to chase the back down from behind and have a quarterback player get 2 off the backside edge. Or if we bring a guy over, have 3 off, like right there, to have 3 off the backside edge for the pitch player in case we bring somebody over the top of the pitch.
I'll tell you one of the things we've done with gun, but it's all been pass. And a little bit of run, but all pass. Is we bring him out and then shift him late, you know, so that they can't set the blitz the way they want to. Because they like to bring 2 to the side of the back.
Yeah.
So if you're in turn protection, which I know, Steve, is another thing you want to talk a little bit about probably, is that concept of turn. And then by moving him like that, they can't change the blitz. They don't have time to. They don't have time to do that. So that could cover the back as well, right, in the running game.
Yeah.
You have a tight end set and a weak side set.
Fly the back, moving.
Yep. Slide him over there right after the quarterback gets up there. And then replace 42 with our tight end. We teach pocket protection with our tight end so that they can't tell it's 1 back turn compared to 2 back pocket set. And teach our tight end to roll the 42. You see what I mean? So they can't tell from the personnel which one of these systems is going to come at them, which has helped us a bunch. But these are pretty much playing it with base personnel on the field and playing without a 3-4. So many of these, and there's a 4-man. So you call that a G over here?
Oh, no, it's gonna be going to the right, so it's just, yeah, G to the front side, 3 tech left side. Oh, no, we're running away from the tight end. Yeah, G.
And there's Cutter having a hard time with the backside shade.
He messed up.
There. I said, I just stay up on those. I can't get away with this. I wish I could, but I cannot. They read me too good. Good job, you're right there, cutting it out. No, that's great. Left guard, you just had outside right there.
Yeah, shorted it.
Left guard's too wide.
What do you think here, Coach?
I think I'd pull this one.
How about the left,
How about left guard
center
center?
combination?
Left guard's just two sides.
Have you
That's
spotted
wide.
this? See, you're doing 9 as a release player.
Mm-hmm.
So you spotted 43 as the Mike player or the
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
box side.
You don't like that?
No. I would butt the two technique to the backside backer, but see, what I've got to get straight in my mind is how I'm gonna call this so that I don't fuck around with sifting off of one of these readings. See, I'm gonna get in the way, so I see why you push it all front side. I just don't know what terminology is gonna get me to push that with my tight end over here where 9 is. I don't know. So none of our systems do that. Shit.
Isn't it
Another
19?
word.
Isn't it like 19? It's 19 release without a fullback, right?
It is, but see, when you use that term, the tight end has the support, fullback has 43, I don't have 43.
Right.
So that term and that concept.
It's like a nickel call for you here, isn't it?
It's nickel, except when I run nickel to the tight end, he's responsible for the first backer in the box. So he's got the backside, but now I'd be sifting the right tackle. And in sifting, I'm messing up the read. So I've got to have another term that gains me a guy that way.
So you
That's
can
where
read it.
you are. When I run it to the tight end.
Right.
I can do it. I just got to figure out what phase it fits into.
Seems like it's hard not to get a little penetration to the open side on these cocked ends.
No, I live in that on 19 week, 18 week all the time, so my guys do that pretty good coming up.
Is this bad here?
I don't think so. I think his helmet isn't quite in the right spot, but let's look at it when we get closer to it. Yeah, it's not wide enough. See, he's not stretching with that, and that's why the defender's pushing back to him. And I'd widen the G a whole bunch.
Guard's got to go.
This would clearly be an extended tight end because he's got support element. I just got to come up my term, how am I deal with this backside? That's what I gotta do. I'm not sure my guy wouldn't pull every one of these fucking balls. He's not afraid of this. I mean, he's like,
I'm sure you got into if he can't tackle the back and the ball off for his rules so that he's not pulling it. Because if you can put it in his hands, he might say, you know what, they can never tackle me. I'll just
Don't
keep
ever
it.
get me down like this. Nobody's gonna say.
Same side, but sports is downhill a little quicker than it.
Not a bad deal though.
We're locking this backside.
Yep. That may be the way it's solid. Leave the decoration the same, lock the back side. Then you know the lead guy won't get fucked with. I'm not sure I would leave the center on the same fucking guy that the right tackle has. Here he would, because he's got shapes. They're working Gibbs, 42 should extend his motion, right? By definition. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I guess
Yeah.
if you look at it, if Billy looks at it as a safety's that deep, he can just keep going with width.
Just can't.
Yeah, we were worried about the support player inserting inside and him not being able to get to
We
it.
told him to chip through.
But you never would release him under 74, would you?
Unless
We have.
Unless it was a,
If he screwed himself in the box.
exactly. If not, he'd have time and distance so he could chip through.
See, we never worked the
Outside.
combination on,
Yeah, I know you didn't, because he wasn't a tight end.
but I think that's what you
We
want to do
wouldn't,
here is
we
work.
probably would not combination this either if we had our tight end extend his motions.
Yeah.
So the way we teach it, and I'll take you guys there soon. I know I'm sitting here getting all the info and you and shit. That's a linebacker, that's the way we would like that.
Left guard's all wrong. Left guard should be on the back row to left tackle.
Yeah, that's a tough read for him because he doesn't understand that placement. Because the center does have the back gap. I can see how you screw that up. Who is that? Is that Arkansas or Mississippi State?
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina.
South Carolina. Oh, yeah, there's the Gamecock. That one's clear. And you're seeing a lot of two deep spoke. God, dog, he's nuts.
More time for him, but ends on him. What do you like your steps here?
You know, the right tackle's, is all fucked up as it is.
He is all fucked up there.
But the guard's hat's pretty close. He's a little wider, and I think the center's going way too wide. He got away with it because the guy stepped over, but I think he's got to be a tighter mesh. But other than, the right tackle, I think the rest of it you can live with. I'm always talking about, you know, the motion guy locking back in, put your hat outside, see how he's going over. And I know he's a wideout for you, so that's not fair, but we would put our hat on the outside and lock our back in, and he will skate to contain.
Right.
Mhm.
By doing it this way, you see, he fights back into it, he throws you out, falls back in, makes a hit. And we go through this with everybody, because it's just the way it happens.
This is G on the backside here, good for you.
Yeah. See the leverage, see the point I was making this morning?
Yeah.
It's the leverage of the step when they go to put their hat across, that they lose the leverage. See how he gets up under his pad? And I got the same problem. I know I've got to work awful hard on that. I've got to. You have a slight oversplit here too, the same rule I had.
The tackle and the read here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in,
But we, you know, as we
He
were
just
progressing
did.
here, it was kind of like, hey, when you're man call man, make a man, open it up,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Go to 2.5.
I mean, he's got the helmet on the outside. I mean, you'd think right there, this could, right there could go outside, right?
See, he's got,
Or no?
he's not.
Or are you getting a no read on this and going to the next down lineman?
Yeah, this is a keeper for me.
I'm saying on the right tackle,
Okay.
the back's read.
Right tackle. I think at first his read is bounce, and then as the guy played out, he's jumping when I'm jumping, and it all gets fucked up. That's the problem.
So what would you tell the back, your jump cut inside?
You know, I would tell him this: your first read is outside. If you then feel you've misread it, make a hard left, get down in there, make me 2, make me 3, make me 1. When you do this, you just compound the problem, because usually the real good teams will get you for -4 here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the right tackle has caused the problem. That's the one I'm blaming.
Right.
His feet have gotten knocked back into the ball, right? And
Yeah,
so he got-
penetration.
Yeah.
You fucked it up, right tackle. Now back, here's how you have to solve it. If you aren't sure in the read, get it north, get down here. Let's go.
Here's force.
I don't think we got a club technique by the right tackle here.
He's gonna fall back and make a play right there. Let's talk about this play right now. Let's take this play and talk about it and fit it into your groove here real
Mhm.
quick, okay? And here's, I think, the way I'm doing this. And it doesn't matter really whether this is under center or not, right? I mean,
Nope.
it's the same.
Same play.
It's the same play. So I'm gonna draw him up this way. And I'm gonna call this I, right, 18, force. Here's the way I teach it. No matter what the front is, no matter what the front is, if the weak safety's down, we're gonna respot. If the strong safety's down, we're gonna respot. That's the way we teach you up front. So the rest of the court is not gonna matter. It just matters as to how we declare the players. So let's do it out of a 3-4 and under front, you know, whichever you want to say. He'll go to there if it's there. He'll stay there if it's there. Right? You see what I'm saying?
One more time, go. One more time.
Okay. If he's down, he'll be there.
Yep.
If he's down, he'll be there. So that's how we teach it. Now, this guy sometimes plays both ways. You got to be careful with, because you can't always read him. But let's say we start with this one, and we have a backer on the ball. So first thing I would teach is backer on ball, course. And the safety is a whole issue. Which side is he on? If he's strong, he belongs to the fullback strong. If he's weak, fullback has might. The fullback, really in theory, never wants to get extended over here. Obviously, shotgun. You don't want to get far because you're going to enter off this read, and your read is going to take you in or out off of that guy that we're going to club. And we don't know when we get up there until the center declares that one. When we see it like this, we try to do that. If this is over, then we do it this way, we club. If we do that, there is no club because we're going to knock it out. Okay, and the fullback's going to enter on that one, or if it was this one, we're going to respot to there. Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you very much.
Again, I'm too tired. So that's the way that one's done with buck on ball, backer on ball, whoever that, whatever your name is for that guy. Sam on ball. What do you call that outside backer to him? Sam. Okay. Sam on ball. Force is force.
One question, Coach, just before we move on. When they bow it, minus the backers, strong safety down, okay? At what point does that right guard with a shade nose, at what point does he come off of that knockout technique on the 5 technique because the backer's so far back door?
I try to push it if I can. The only time I come off of it fast. If he hits me in the chops. If he comes off, I gotta come off. So I never go back to him. I will try to stretch the play because he has got to come to me at some point. And when he comes, I gotta leave. Now it's out of this front that we always double alert this guy because it's out of this that world comes with that one down. So you got to be ready. So that center may end up on that side too, because he's got this one, but he may hit that guy on the way. That kind of clear up that issue. Now, if the backer is off the ball, Sam's off the ball. Here's the way Denver does it, and I think if I had to put in one way, this is that. And I'll take you through these things. So now it's all of these other defenses. Where could be that, right? We've seen both of these today. Could be that. We've seen all of that today. Now the Sam backer is off the ball. Denver automatically arcs the play. Play was called force. But because they don't want to teach it 2 or 3 different ways, anytime the 7 is inside, he arcs to the force player. It's great for strong safety blitz teams and things of that sort because now the fullback doesn't have him and the tight end can eat him up right now. So I mean, with no penetration. So it's easy. And the fullback wants to stay as close to eye as he can now because he's going to go to that guy through that lane. Does that make sense? So what we like to do now is work the combination back here and read this one. So we don't really care because we're going to run off him. We're going to read off him as best we can. Sometimes some players make us triple that. We don't like to because it's tough for the fullback to read on the thing. So he's got 1, he's got 2, and he's got 3. So what was called the same way is blocked based on backer on, backer on.
And a 17, really.
Okay. If you have a 9, you can't release him because he can't get to the next level. So he mans the play. Okay? And these 2 pinch the play, and the fullback enters whatever he sees. And you run down the pipe of that hole. If you could get the strong safety outside or inside, weak side, strong safety, it wouldn't matter. Now the fullback's a clean up player off the 3. Go on either side there as a fullback. But what you're able to do when you do it the Denver style, because they don't want to teach it all the different ways, we have a set of rules for force, a set of rules for arc, a set of rules for release, and release and arc have to do with motion or no motion. So they call it force and they adjust it to the defense. I think that's the way I would go about it. And I think I can flip you in right in this spot because this is kind of where we are in the sequence. And it's out of this that you're talking, 4 minute, short yardage, things of that sort.
All-purpose play.
Right. Now, one of the things we found is the best of those for us is also to do it this way. Because now, the extension of this is just like the wide zone reads. We get him out here, and he's got number one. Could be from the secondary, it could be the linebacker on the line of scrimmage. And now he's got number two, and we have a buck on or buck off rope, right? This 3-4 defense would say he's his. If he were off, he's back here, then he's got either a secondary support or that guy when he gets over there, and you don't know what he's going to do. So that gives us a tool that fits, all of those. And we just tell ours it's delayed, and that's why we call it release. But the release word you may or may not want, but this is the way I think I would start to play. Teach you that. And I think I'll throw that cut up in and start right there, because I think we've got enough of this other to get started on. And then we'll come back to that. That make sense? We okay?
And that's how I remember you when you were at Denver, coach, teaching it.
Exactly right. They got changed a little after I left, and then hit me just a little bit overhead. Okay. Okay, let's take us through the segment. Now,
You're
all we're
off the
trying
ball.
to do is decide, is he on the ball or not on the ball? He is now on the ball. The buck is on the ball, right? So it is a force element. So the right guard can go through. The fullback's going to enter off the fiber. He extends because he got the buck to extend, right? And 51 really belongs to fullback and them, right? The right guard and the fullback?
Yep.
Because they're running the blitz over here. Now, why were they blitzing over here in your mind? Because the tight end started there. Right. Because they're thinking we're trying to run force only to a stagnant side. Well, we don't let that happen because we don't see this as a field boundary issue. Now, you wouldn't matter here either because if they were into the boundary, they'd be running out to the field, wouldn't they? For you?
Yeah, I think more so orientated for us, more field boundary than per se formation call.
Okay, I'm just saying, because of the way we did this motion, it's the same for both of us. We're saying the same principles. 51 really doesn't belong to us, but we never let him run through. Now the fullback becomes a cleanup player. The back tackle knows with two people outside of him, he's going to get a pinch, so he's going to do a cut right now.
Is that fullback looking all the way back in 54?
He would have had the three played out, but the three really started in there. So, his mindset doesn't tell him to do that. Would you agree that's a strange looking zone dog?
Yeah, it's just.
Because they're trying to get a three guy to be the container from where?
Inside.
Yeah.
He can't get that. I mean, he eventually gets there, and the fullback ends up hitting him, which is fucking being a football player.
Yeah.
Now he's got the secondary reporter, so he's one. So the fullback's going to read number two. If this is a spike team, now it's not a spike team, so the fullback's going to read the guy over the right guard. Right guard got stuffed, man. He got his ass stuffed right back into the seat of the thing. Tough to read that fullback, isn't it? Because
That's tough.
that's the right guard's fault, man. He's my best player. So, that's life. Here's the club out technique from an up. We use it on weak, we use it on release, we use it on arc, we use it on everything from up and down.
So
He
this is
didn't leave his ass in too long.
this is the liability of for letting the center work backside and putting the guard on his own right now.
Exactly right. The mismatch that you can have happen. Now luckily the fullback made a great fucking decision. He said right there, I'm in trouble over there. Penetration, I'm gonna get up under it, the back followed him. He pushed on into the lane, and we played hard, and the back went down the hill, and we made 7, and guess what? He shut up, went on back to the fucking huddle. Now you got a backer, oh, no, now we did reverse. So they think we're going across here, right? Even with the boundary, they think we're going across, we're not, we're coming back over to here. The tight end would work combination, because there's no secondary player down. You guys would arc this, correct? Your tight end?
Chip the end.
See, we would double him up to the next thing to ensure no penetration. Now the right guard gets it done, so it's an easy read for the back. It's much easier for the fullback here, coach.
Much
Huh?
easier, much easier.
Oh, much easier.
Boom.
So you're just letting your fullback right here be extra.
Here's what we tell him.
Back her off.
Here's what we tell him. And we tell him this on 1918 week 2. And think about it. Because this is cutting edge now. This nobody's doing this in football. We just learned how to do it. We have one guy that does pretty good, and then every now and then he'll fuck it up. If we were running any play, to a tight end or not to a tight end, and that 3 went out, and our fullback was tied to that. Because really the guy he has, when that goes out, he plays out. The ball ain't going there. Ain't going. So now when we make it a tight end play, it's no different. So here we come over. I'm reading him. He's hanging, and I'm outside. He goes out. I'm searching. Now let's look at the theory of what happens. As you watch him, you can see that the defensive guy is blocking himself, and the fullback becomes the extra helmet. So what I'm saying, I don't know whether you can get this taught or not, but why does it help us to do it with a guy who is a tailback? Right here, if you were the tailback, where would you go on wide zone? Outside of that or inside of that? It don't matter, but you're reading it like a runner. He's actually blocking a guy that's already blocked. How about the guy that he's got? Does he know whether this tackle and tight end had him? Because there's no secondary player, and that's because of blitz alignment. You know, they're blitzing off the back edge with 2 guys.
Same backfield, actually, tailback was tighter here.
Let's see.
It's just,
It does look strange. It looks strange. Because he's running the bend route right there. It does look different. Clear for the tight end now? In your case, the other back, right?
Could be you.
Club technique. Go back on my club.
They're in trouble on the back door for you though.
If we had QB on right here, if we were reading this, you shouldn't be. And there were 2 can sustain.
So, I mean, how are they gonna, how do they defend you?
Well,
If you're in the gun reading that,
yes, you know, athletically, if you knew how talented those 2 guys are, they're both #1 draft choices. And they both are much better players than some of the guys over here except for 28 and 7. You know, they figure, hey, he'll get them both. But you can imagine why we came back in this game 2 times and ran for 35 yards down that sideline, right?
Yeah.
Now, you say we're guessing. Well, I don't really know whether that's a guess when they chase like this.
Yeah.
Somebody wasn't prepared. How about the club out over here? He doesn't really help me, does he? He got his helmet too far under it?
Yep.
Did you say that?
Yep.
yep. Back to the beginning, this coach Wyatt at the start of this. Center coming out knowing you're doing this, knowing you're motioning this guy across.
Word release is what told me. It's a delayed call.
Now, say they run just Sam's over here.
Okay?
Okay, what's your tight end?
Doesn't matter. Okay?
Where's that center going? Is he
I am
automatically?
Mike. Mike Declaration.
So he's here. now that Sam runs with your tight end man-to-man.
Okay? I got Mike
Doesn't
declaration.
change it. But your Mike, really, since Sam here, your Mike declaration's still here. Even in this look right now, where
Exactly right. Would not matter to us. Wouldn't matter to us once we make a Mike declaration, that's the middle of those three. That's the guy we have. Now, because it's released, this is treated as buck off. So number two now belongs to the fullback. Now the center's going to the back safety.
Yeah.
The guy they're humping to is the weak safety on the cut line. Again, have they got the quarterback dealt with here?
No. Well, the safety, yeah.
They're saying the safety's got him, you know that.
Yeah, he's the one that's
Now,
got it.
you see how hard this is for the fullback, but he's clearly got to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
He decided not to. In his mind, the guy was playing out. I'm not sure he's wrong. What he isn't right on is he never fit on one, right?
Mm-hmm.
In trying to fit through there, he hasn't helped his runner. So this is part of what you face if you let him respot inside. Great cut lane by the left tackle here.
Yeah,
Right there. That's it. Get up the field
I love that.
and get yourself high.
Probably what, fourth
Now,
step
what do
or
you think
so?
we tell this left guard after this play?
It is.
Stiff arm or chop?
Chop.
Chop, because he's got me. See, he's going to tackle me. Club technique.
Yep. Good. Now, Coach, you were here coaching this outfit right here.
Number one belongs to the tight end. That's going to be 37. That makes 57 belongs to the fullback. The center couldn't stay on him because the plugger came. Remember you was the thing you were talking about getting from Florida State.
Jump him.
Great job, tight end on the backside, sifting from 94 to 26. Because once he could discover which one of those two, now the fullback has read it. The guy with the right guard is playing out.
Oh,
You gonna go block 57 out there?
No, he said he's blocked himself.
He blocked himself. Go fit up on something.
Little baby 7 probably, huh?
Well, play football. Now, too many times they end up on nobody, and I don't like that shit. We tell you, you're gonna spot. Now, if you're gonna be a searcher, and search the system. Search
Now,
the
would
way the system is.
Would you consider him, say you go back in that, and he blocks 87, helps that backside guard with that?
Could you do that?
Don't
Is
matter
that,
to me.
is that a good job for
It
him?
don't matter to me. As
Just
long as
fit
you-
on somebody with his
Exactly
double
right.
with a,
Fit it, make that thing stay in that 3, 4, 5, 6 category.
Yep.
And away we go. This was a clear read for him because the guy with the right guard goes in, right?
Nice
He should
club, huh?
Clearly go out and take on the next level.
Wow, I like that right tackle there. Boom. Does he finish it?
I think where his arm is, he's going to. But maybe not. Back had to go a little bit wider than. He's fighting to lock that arm, isn't he?
What
That's
is-
tough for him right there.
you guys didn't play Denver, right? You won't play Denver, or
We played them last year.
what do they do to you knowing this is your deal? And they do it, you guys are the two probably majors in it. What do they do to
You
kind
know,
of screw
they
up?
didn't, when they played us, I think they didn't feel, we had played really poorly the week before and had lost the game in Kansas City badly. And we went to them and we were like, 5-2. Played pretty good, but we played poorly the week before and they came out and tried to play pretty vanilla, 8-man fronts. And we just mauled. And they weren't prepared, they just weren't prepared.
What will you guys do to, like, when people come to you and say, what's the best way to defend this? What's,
Well, what we're
hurts you?
finding is they G the front side guard and they 3 technique the backside guard, and that keeps the cutback lanes a little more restricted. Okay? That is pretty vanilla. And then change up the fronts. And we see more bare front than anybody in football does. We see piles and piles of that. And as our passing game gets better, we're going to see less and less of that. And that's why we like to show pass out of gun and run this wide zone, because they go together. They fit together. So that we're trying to stay ahead of this as best we can. But it's hard for teams that don't see this to suddenly get it. It's like old wishbone football, you know, suddenly it's on top of you and you keep thinking you got an answer and it ain't like that. It gets on you too fast.
You know, we get, Coach, our defense against us when we run this play, their answer to defend us is to take it, play GD, under G, and then take that will back or put them in a freaking A gap and run everybody like a bunch of banshees. But they'll have no answer for us when we motion over or run force. They'll have no answer if we pull the ball on that end now. You know what I mean, Dan? When our defense defends us, they want to play under G defense, which is essentially, putting everybody over there, then putting a 3 with a will inside, running the will, and they got too much defense for us. But they'll have no answer for a pull.
Well, that's what I do. Exactly right. I mean,
None.
We